been like last week and into this week, dude, I have just been like just glad to be alive, dude. Seriously. I was like at work, dude, I was like dancing around the shop and shit, dude. I was like you know, and all kinds of goofy shit, dude. It's fucking awesome, man. I hope I can keep this up for a while because dude, the feeling is just fucking amazing.
I'm
Yeah.
glad for you. I'm glad that you feel glad to be alive.
Yeah.
It was funny. After one of the shows that we did, before I can put the episode art up on the video and everything like that, they take images from us doing the show and everything like that,
Hmm.
and you were like kind of in this like weird motion of like having your arms up like this. I can't really do it too well because I'm holding my microphone. But you had like, your arms up like this, and like Kylie looked at it and she was like, "Is he doing the Numa Numa dance?"
What's the Numa Numa dance?
You what? Are you being serious right now?
What's the Numa Numa dance?
You don't know what the Numa Numa dance is?
Uh-uh.
Look it up.
Ah.
You gotta look it up. How do you not know what the Numa Numa dance is? I can hear it. This is great. No, turn it up. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I know what this is.
Okay. I was like, how have you been on the internet for so many years and not known that? Well, it's impossible.
Because it was uploaded in 2006, dude.
Exactly.
I forgot.
That was like the first year of YouTube, man.
I'm gonna do this shit at work tomorrow. It's gonna be good.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Oh, good. I get to see your reaction.
Are you gonna watch my reaction?
Yeah, they started doing it. I think you're doing it too. Oh my god.
Oh man. We're watching
ourselves. We're watching our own podcast while we're recording the podcast. That's beautiful. Oh my god.
Oh man, I'm glad we could start this out on a high note with the Numa Numa dance. That's great.
Oh yeah. That's good stuff.
That is great.
She thought I was doing, but no, I put my hands back like this because, like it like opens up your lungs, you know. Like when I do that, I feel like I would need to take deep breaths, you know, because most of the time when we record these, see, I've been going to the gym lately, and so like my first time going to the gym for the week, so I'm relatively tired, you know, so I'm like, you know, trying to get air. So
yeah, you gotta get that air. Air is very important.
So gotta have it.
All right, well, thanks for that burp. Let's go ahead and we'll start the show proper now. Thanks. Keep doing the Numa Numa dance. Do it. I want more. Where was I? Let's go ahead and we'll start the show proper now. Welcome everyone. It's Monday night. My name is Kyle McCauley. This is the Extra Live Show, and I'm joined tonight with me as always is the other Kyle Penrod.
I'm not wearing any pants.
Thank you, because I pretty much botched that introduction, so I'm glad that you could announce that you're not wearing any pants.
That's all good.
That's great.
It was good. I liked it.
Sorry
for the camera angle, but I got a new camera, and I didn't have enough time to like find a way to mount it. It doesn't work on the monitor because the monitor's way up there,
mm-hmm.
and it cuts me off like right here. So I get to be El Forjedo, the
El,
talking forehead.
el
I
Fordeo.
couldn't. Yeah, that's El Fordeo.
Fordeo.
El Fordeo, the talking Mexican forehead.
You know, if
That's
you
what
if you
I called him. I called Kyle, and I was like, and I just sat there, and all you could see was this, and I was like, Senor, and I like wiggled my head, dude. Shit. It was good stuff.
oh man.
So yeah,
Uh,
sorry about the angle, but
no, it's all
whatever.
right. It's all right. I enjoy the angle. And I will say, like, it seems like since your camera is better, like it for some reason is like opening up the bandwidth, and now like you can actually see me move around more. Like I'm still like kind of
You
choppy.
don't stop. Like
Yeah,
when you went like that with your hand just now, and it didn't go bam, bam like that, like it
yeah,
was doing. Now it was all fluid. It's weird.
yeah. So,
But you're gonna get this camera. You'll inherit this camera.
oh yeah, what are you gonna buy a better camera and give me this one?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. Well,
So
I can get used to that. Yeah,
yeah.
that's cool.
What? Why not? I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Free camera.
and this camera was $8. This thing is a damn. We bought this thing at the Goodwill, dude.
We did. Well,
Yep.
technically you did, but I was there.
Yep.
We had to tell
And
the counter lady about butt stuff. So
oh yeah, and I told you to quit staring at my ass.
yeah, that's what
Man,
we
we
do on
had
our free
her
time.
going, man. We made her fucking day, dude. First day was mundane as shit, and then we walked in the door. You know?
That's average Sunday at the Goodwill with Kyle and Kyle.
Yeah.
That'll be the new podcast coming out after this.
We should do. We should go in there with with like a laptop and a backpack, holding on to the camera. Like, all right, we got the camera at the Goodwill. Let's see what they got this week. Nothing. you know.
Oh man, they really did have nothing. That's our
They
Goodwill
had the
kind of
camera.
sucks. They
That was
did.
worth the whole thing.
They
We went all the way to fucking Micro Center.
they did. It was actually funny because I went to the good when I went to the Goodwill and I picked up Quake 2 and 4. You know, I was looking at that camera because they had it at that time, and I was like legitimately considering buying it because it was only $8, and I was like, where could I go wrong? But I was like, I will wait on it. You know, it's not that like.
Wait, the camera?
Yeah, the camera, the exact camera that you bought. What is in front of your camera right now?
It's a little USB connector to a LED light.
Oh.
I just went whant like that, and it showed up on the thing, so I was like jittering it around for my own
Toggling.
amusement. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit hyper and extremely happy. So
that's good. Good.
it's the way I've been, and hopefully it's the way I stay for the rest of my damn life. So
I'm totally up for that.
yeah,
Totally up for that.
yeah.
So I'm gonna shine a little more light on me here. I just looked at my my thing and I'm a little dark. But how you doing tonight?
Pretty good. How's you there, feller?
I'm I'm doing great, feller. Thanks
Yay!
for asking. Yeah, everything's going just fine. I don't know what else to say.
That was the end of that.
That was the end of that. Moving on. So let's go ahead and we'll start the show proper. We've already done introductions and everything like that. We'll jump into, I guess, announcements this week.
Did you take
And
that test? Was it positive?
yeah, it was positive. And Kyle, I had to tell you that I have gay love for you.
Oh yeah, I knew that. You didn't have to tell me that.
You knew that? How did you know that and I didn't?
I don't know. Maybe it was because you were staring at my ass at one time.
Oh, at the Goodwill?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You know, it's funny. I went to high school with that chick too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I totally recognized her.
Do you think she recognized you?
Oh yeah, dude? No, yeah, totally.
Okay.
I know she recognized me. She just didn't say anything,
Mhm.
dude. I'm a memorable person, dude. Like, everyone that I went to high school with, every time they see me, well, she didn't do it, but most people, they're like, "Oh, hey, Kyle," and I'm just like, "Hey, I don't fucking know your name at all."
Who are you again?
Yeah. Well, when I was in high school, dude, I didn't like anybody hardly,
Yeah.
so I didn't pay attention to anybody, but yeah, they fucking remember me, man. So.
Let's.
So what's your announcement?
Well, this week, the week of what's today? September 16th. We've got drum roll, please.
Technically, it's the
What?
week of September 14th, but whatever.
Well, today is September. Hey, it's Tuesday. Uh,
Hey, we done fucked that up, right? It's not Monday.
hey. So this week we've got technically last week too. We have the Humble Indie Bumble. I flubbed that.
Blumble, blumble, blumble.
The Humble Bumble Bumble Bumble. The Humble Indie Bumble. I fucked it up again. The Humble.
Seriously, humble indie bundle. Jeez, what's wrong with you?
I want to say Bumble. I don't know. I don't know what my problem is.
It's
We
the
have
Bumble Humble Bundle Indie Bumble.
the Bumble, the Bumble Bumble.
It's the burger, durger, durger, durger.
It's the Humble Indie Bundle 12 that launched last week, is going on through this week. So if you're listening to this podcast tonight or possibly tomorrow or anything like that, this will be very on point. If you're listening to this podcast a couple weeks from now, hey, you fucking missed out. Way to go.
Yeah, you douchebag. Fuck you, man. There were kids that could have used that money to survive, and then since you didn't listen to this, you didn't know about it, and you didn't donate, and they died. So if you're listening to this for the first time 2 weeks from now, fuck you. You're the reason people died. Kids died. They're not people. You have to make the distinction. Kids aren't people.
Right.
They do that. Like
Children aren't people.
How many people? We have 4 people. How many kids? We have 3 kids. So you have 4 people and 3 kids. You don't just don't say 7 kids or 7 people. Like,
that's horrible.
Yep.
You're a terrible person.
And if I'm in that party, I count for 4 kids. So, because I'm not a people. Well, I mean,
You're not a people.
I'm not an adult.
I believe that to the fullest extent of the law.
Fuck yeah! What's being an adult, man? I've seen adults. They're depressed.
So this.
Make sure you pick up that humble bumble. See, I can't even say it wrong. I tried to say it wrong.
So have you seen this bundle at all? Have you looked at this? Have you seen this? Have you heard
I'm
about
looking at it now.
So
It's Gone Home in it.
Yeah, sure does, sir.
Yeah. You ever want to play Gone Home? Mister, I'll listen to this podcast in 2 weeks. Yeah? Guess what? You could have got it. You could have got it for $7.79.
Really? It says $7.79 on yours?
It says pay more than the average of $7.79 to unlock. You could have gotten it for that much. At the moment I'm saying this, it was $7.79. You could have gotten it. Guess what? You didn't get it.
You didn't get it. Way to
go.
You
also didn't get Papers, Please.
That's a great game.
And that's an excellent game.
That's an excellent game. Yeah. I can vouch for that. So
you know what? I don't even want to know if there's somebody watching this podcast for the first time in 2 weeks. I want you to find that out, and I want to go after him because I don't like that person.
I don't like.
I'm just gonna keep going on with that one.
This whole podcast, you're gonna be talking to that one person who doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
Like
and
maybe.
Then, can you imagine that? Like a new listener or a new viewer to the podcast. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna check this out. Oh, this one's 2 weeks old. Oh, well," and I just sit there and just berate him the whole time, and he's like, do it so much to where he's like, "How did he fucking know?"
Oh man, it was.
I watch everything 2 weeks old. Who does that shit?
Did
you watch Game of Thrones 2 weeks old? No, you didn't watch Game of Thrones 2 weeks old.
I haven't watched Game of Thrones at all, so I fit that bill. I fit that bill. I'm sorry. None. I have not seen a single minute of Game of Thrones.
Oh, Kyle.
I know.
Kyle.
I know.
You're gonna come over here, and I'm going to chain you to the bed, and we're gonna watch Game of Thrones.
Why to the bed? Of all places, why are you
It's
going
the
to chain
only
me to the
place.
bed?
It's the only place that overlooks a TV.
Okay, so
Or actually, that's a lie. I just want to chain you to my bed.
I just, I just want to get you in my bed.
I just want to. I just want to chain you to my bed, so you're mine forever. Does that make Kylie jealous?
What, that you unchain me to a bed?
No, like our bromance,
Our
dude.
bromance, a little bit, a little
Yeah.
bit. Like
Really?
I don't think she'll ever like fully admit that it makes her jealous, but it totally does. It totally does, in a roundabout sense.
Mm.
Um, so back on track. The humble indie bundle
Bundle.
12 includes the game SteamWorld Dig, Hammerwatch.
A Hammer Watch. I've been told by Kenny that's a pretty good one.
I've played that with Kenny. That's actually a pretty good game. I recommend it. It's if you're looking for like an old Gauntlet
Yeah, this was like.
game. Yeah, it's very much like Gauntlet. Gunpoint, which I've heard is a very awesome game. I haven't actually played it yet, but I'm very excited to check it out. Papers, Please, which was one of my games of the year last year.
Mm,
Very good game.
this is an excellent game.
Luftrausers, which looks like a old school bullet hell type shooter.
See, I like those.
Done by Vlambeer. It's not your classic like side scroller shooter. It's a bit different, but I heard a lot of good things about it. I'm excited to check that one out too. That's those like Gunpoint and that game were the two games that made me go, I should pick this up for sure. Gone
It's
Home.
like asteroids.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's actually a really good analogy. I would agree with that. From what I've seen of it, I haven't actually played it. So
It
uh,
looks fucking nuts, dude.
it also includes Gone Home, which is a great game. A little controversial, especially in its game part of it.
Yeah, is it a game? Yeah.
But it's especially for 778 or whatever the average is at the point that you purchase this game, what have you. It's a very interesting thing, and for people who ponder the question, are games art? This does a really good job of kind of explaining how games can definitely be art.
I don't see how you could even ponder that question, dude. Games are totally art.
You, I mean, it's kind of it's a question of like open-mindedness, and like what you view games are. A lot of people view games as like uh, you know things that you play that have endpoints and whatnot, and like have like mechanics, and not like when you start talking about art in games, it doesn't necessarily have to be about mechanics. It can be about a story that it tells and the way that it tells it that only a game can tell it, which is very much what Gone Home I feel does.
Mm.
Is it tells a specific story in a specific way that only a game could really tell it. You would not you wouldn't if you were to watch a movie that was based around the same thing that Gone Home is based around, it wouldn't be nearly as interesting of a film as it is a game. Because it's very much like the interactiveness of Gone Home that makes the story so interesting, in the way that you start to piece together everything.
Right.
So I didn't mean to get off on a tangent there, but
No, it's all good.
and then today it looks like they added the bridge. Monaco and Race the Sun to the Beat the Average games.
Mm.
So
Monaco looks weird.
Monaco is a very interesting thing that I've seen. I have it. I got it from a more or not recent, but an older humble bundle that they did. And I have yet to actually play it. You should. Have you bought this yet, Kyle? This,
Yeah, I'm totally buying it like right now.
Okay, well you should pick it up, and then at some point in the future we should play Monaco. I've heard some very interesting things about it. I want to check it out, and it's a very multiplayer centric game, so I want to check that out with you because I love you.
Okay. I love you too.
Thank
Um,
thank you
I,
for validating that.
you know what really bothers me though?
What?
Like this is touted as a, and I've said this before, I know I have, but like this is a touted as like a charity kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
And if you go with the default split, have you ever looked at this? The
Yeah.
developers have like over 50% of the money coming in.
Hmm.
Now, I understand your developers, you know, needs the monies, all right?
Hmm.
But at the same time, these games are older. Like,
Um, uh,
Gone
yeah.
Home came out like probably 6 months ago, dude.
Well, I'd say it came out definitely more than 6 months ago,
Was
but
it?
yeah.
Okay.
It
I mean, I
was
was
it was
going
it was
with
actually about a year ago. It came out. It came out about summer 2013. So
really? Fuck.
yeah.
Time got away from me there.
Yeah, it does.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, these games have been out for a bit,
They have.
you know,
They
and
have.
and they've already made their money, you know. Like,
Hmm.
I always turn that down.
Um, t so I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit here. And I recently read a piece a couple weeks back that was very interesting to me, and I don't remember. I wish I could remember who published it and where exactly I read it. I think it was like a Twitter link or something like that. And it was a developer who was saying that like customers are no longer worth $10-$20 to them. They're now only worth $1 at most. And the reason for that is, you look at the advent of, like Steam sales and everything like that, and like people don't really buy games at full price anymore. So whereas like 10 years ago you released a game at 50-$60, like you were guaranteed the people who bought that game were paying $50-$60. um and you look at it now, and like everybody that you talk to will not buy games unless they're on sale for super cheap. um so they're no longer worth that $50 to $60. They're really only worth about $5 to $1 at most. And you got these like really awesome indie games on these bundles and everything, and it's really great because they get good exposure, but it kind of cheapens their brand a little bit in the sense that like they're selling their game for pretty cheap because you really only have to pay $1 to get some of these games. You only have to pay like $7.78 to get the other six and everything like that. And then you also have to split that game three ways between charity and whatever you give the humble team as a tip. So while I agree that like in a lot of ways the focus should really be the charity, at the same time like the developers definitely deserve quite a bit. You know, I'm not saying that they deserve more than charity by any means or any stretch of the imagination, but it's not like the developers are like raking in cash from these games, and this is just like an awesome way to get their games out there for a low price. Like these are people who they're not backed by major corporations or major publishers, and they kind of need like they're almost kind of this is going to sound terrible to say, they're almost kind of like charity cases themselves in a lot of senses.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I do agree that yeah, developers don't get paid. They don't get paid nearly as much as they did, 10 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, I don't know. At the same, it's touted as a, it's a, come here buy this for charity kind of thing, and but when you look at the split, per transaction, the charity ends up only getting like $2 or some shit,
Hmm.
and it's like, yeah, come on now, So I don't
Agreed.
know.
Agreed. And, but
I
at the
always
same
turn
time.
it down on the developers a bit,
Hmm.
because they're always, dude, like their cut is like 60% on the default split,
Hmm.
you know. I always turn it down about 10% and give, and make sure the rest of that goes in into the charity,
Yeah.
So.
You know, and also to be fair, like they at least give you the option of changing, you know, that
Yeah, that's
split
true.
and everything like that. Normally, I try to do like split it three ways. You know, like the developers get a third,
Right.
the charity gets a third, and the humble team gets a third of whatever price I'm paying for it and everything like that. So.
Right.
You know, and I think that's nice that like they leave it up to you and what you feel like, who you feel like needs or who deserves your money and everything like that. Um, and at the end of the day, like if they want to say, hey, do you want to give the developers most of your money via the default option? Like that's fine because at the end of the day, I can still change it if I feel so
Yeah,
inclined.
yeah, that's true.
So,
Which I did. So,
suckers. So, um, so you picked it up then?
yeah,
Cool. Well, we
I
should
gave
play.
$10.
We should play Monaco in the future.
Means I got Prison Architect.
Oh, okay. You went for the prison architect.
I just hit $10 because I was too lazy to type in
Something
seven.
else.
Who
Yeah.
gives a shit? I just clicked. I just hit 10.
I've been like kind of interested in prison architect, but I haven't actually picked it up yet because it's just kind of like I don't know. Simulation games are kind of like half and half for me. Like I have like a really good time with some, and then others I'm like, this is boring.
Oh, I'll
So.
probably get bored with it within seconds. But
Like I really enjoy a good SimCity game. But like I picked up Tropico 4 recently, and it was.
except that it's impossible. Like I like SimCity. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
I am not good at it at all, dude.
Mhm.
My city ends up going all to hell and shit, dude, and fucking people leaving and have to raise taxes in order to get more money, and then people leave because the taxes are high, and
I can't get a hold of crime.
I'm not a good mayor. No, I always have a lot of police. Maybe that's my problem. I
That
have
might be your
too
problem.
much
You know what
police.
you need?
What?
You need a bulldozer.
Well, I have a bulldozer. I
No.
bulldoze everything with the
You
bulldozer.
need a bulldozer to clean up that town. Did you not catch that at first?
No. I'm buying that bulldozer and I'm gonna clean up the world. That was so funny.
Oh man, I love inside jokes. They're terrible, but they're hilarious at the same time.
Well, they're terrible for everybody else. But yeah, you were like, you need a bulldozer to clean up that town, and I just went. I was like, oh my god.
Oh man.
I
All right. Well, that's all I had to say
forgot
on.
to call that guy, by the way.
Yeah, you need to call him. You need that bulldozer.
Find out how much that fucking bulldozer
You
is.
gotta you gotta clean up this town.
I swear to Christ, dude, if he tells me like $300, I'm gonna be like, I'll give you 200 for it. Does it run? And if he's like, yeah, and I'll be like, all right, $200, we good? I will buy it.
Honestly, I think if he offers you $300, you should take it because I'm pretty sure $300 is a fucking steal for a bulldozer.
It better work too. Nah, he probably, dude, he's probably like everybody else that puts shit out on the street with a sign for sale around here, dude. Like, oh yeah, how much you want for that couch? Oh, about $400. Oh, then why is it sitting outside, you shit? You
Right.
know?
Why would I want to buy a couch that's been sitting outside?
Yeah, dude, they don't think, man. They're like my boss, dude. Buy a used laptop from somebody for for 100 or 150, and then try to flip it for $300 when you have brand new computers that are sitting out on the floor for $350.
Right.
It's like, seriously.
Bunch of savages in this town.
Yep. More like idiots, but whatever.
They're one and the same in
They're
all
savage
reality.
idiots.
Yeah, they're savage idiots. There you go. I like that. No wrong with that. All right. So
Humble bundle. Buy it.
yes, buy the humble bundle. Support charity. Support indie developers, support me. I guess I don't know.
We're not getting shit out of that, man.
We
We're
get
plugging
nothing
them
out of
people
that,
for free.
but I recommend everybody check it out. A lot of neat games for really low price, and it goes to a good cause.
Yep.
So, with announcements out of the way, bum, bum, bum.
Bum, ba-da-da. Bum, ba-da-da. What have you been playing? I was trying to decide if you locked up or something,
Yeah,
because
I
you
just
you were sitting there so still, and I looked at you and I was like,
like a dog.
yeah.
What are you doing? So this
Did you
week
do your assignment?
I did do my assignment. Thank you very much.
Did you finish it?
I got nowhere near finishing it. I got barely
Did
just
you,
past the first part of it.
did you finish this 60 plus hour game?
So last week we talked, and I said I wanted to start playing a JRPG and actually finish one instead of playing a first-person shooter, which I've been playing a lot of lately. After great discussion between you and I, we decided that I was going to play Final Fantasy IX, and I started playing Final Fantasy IX. I went I went as far as to moving my PlayStation 3 into my bedroom on my old CRT TV. So
Say
that
what?
yes, so I took a huge downgrade on my PlayStation 3, my high definition gaming console, so that I could play this PS1 era, standard definition JRPG as I go to sleep, essentially, because it would be easier to like play for a few hours and then go to sleep instead of like sitting out in the living room and playing and then like finally making my way to bed and everything like that. Plus it works better with my wife, who is like, why don't you come to bed with me? It's like, okay, well, I'll sit in bed and I'll play Final Fantasy IX.
So yes, folks, you heard that right. His wife says, "Why don't you come to bed with me?" And he's like, "Sure," and plays video games.
My compromise is let me play a video game while we go to bed.
Yep.
Don't touch me there. I'm trying to play.
Yeah, right.
So
I can just see that. You're just like you're sitting there with your controller, and you all beep 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 beep, and she's like poke right in your crotch, and you're just like whoop with the controller.
oh, we're gonna do this? Okay. Oh yeah.
That's what I would do. You know, like I wouldn't even save the game, dude. I would just be like, "We're out of here."
Or did you fart or something? Why is your
Why does everybody assume that I can't handle my own gas? No, I just do
like,
that.
okay, yeah, you just had your fucking shirt over your nose, so I just
No.
assumed that
It's
there was some flatulence involved.
no, I don't know what it is, dude. My dad does that shit. I must have picked it up from him. Hey, real quick, I'm sitting here clicking around on the Humble Bundle site, dude. And yeah, I know we're going back to this. We just missed this freaking Humble Flash shoot 'em up one, dude. That would have been awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
You look
Like
that up.
we apparently well, I don't know what was in it. It doesn't say what was in it, but it says that the bundle's over, and it's like, God damn it, that would have been
Oh,
great.
yeah. Oh, that sucks.
Because I like shmups.
Well, put your email in.
Well, they have it. I've bought them before.
I've done the same, but apparently they don't send me emails to let me know when.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about it. It was a flash sale, so I don't know if you look like you were leaning in to kiss me.
Yeah, through the fucking computer, I was leaning in to kiss you.
I'm just saying, that's what it looked like. That's what I felt like. Like I started to have feelings.
Oh, Kyle, you're so crazy.
Well, I've got you full screen on my big monitor. That's why. So.
Yeah, I put in my email so that way I would get notified because I don't get notified for flash sales. So, what was I gonna say? Final Fantasy IX.
Yay!
Yay! So
Yay!
I moved my PlayStation 3 into my bedroom so that way I could play Final Fantasy IX.
So he didn't have to have sex with his wife.
So I didn't have to have any intimacy, and I got to say, like, it was probably the best idea to move it into my bedroom on my old CRT TV because that game is a PlayStation 1 game. Those graphics are not necessarily what I would consider the
and
best,
and it looks better.
and it looks totally better.
Yeah.
Like I can remember why in 1998, 99, 2000, when Final Fantasy 8/9 were popular, that like they looked amazing because they were on old school TVs and
Hmm.
like it wasn't so high definition. Because I've played Final Fantasy 9 on my nice 46-inch high def TV, and like I have I have a certain affinity for like PS1 era graphics. Like I enjoy them, but it's sort of a nostalgic thing because like PS1 era is like where I really decided that, like I wanted to really get into gaming, you
Mm.
know. Like I mean there was the NES, there was the Super NES, but like PS1 is like where I was like games are like a legit thing, you know.
Right.
This is not something that I'm going to grow out of. So I have a certain affinity for those types of graphics and whatnot. But let's face it, they're really rough around the edges.
Dude, I remember. I gotta put that fucking light down. I keep fidgeting with it too much. Um, dude, I remember watching videos for Final Fantasy VIII,
Hmm.
and going, "Oh my god, like the graphics look freaking awesome," and then playing it, it looked like shit. Um, yeah, it did, dude. I remember like for the battle sequences, it had like this top-down, like spinny view,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know, and like like when it would start, like you were looking top down on everybody, and you couldn't even make out your characters, and it would like rotate around as the camera came down, and like spun everything around. I don't know why they did it like that. I guess it was just a style, but it at least if I remember correctly, it was that one. But I just
That sounds
remember
about right.
like as as the thing would move, like they would like the pixels and everything would all blur together and look like piss. It was terrible, but still a good game though. I like.
Mhm. Um, so yeah, playing it on an old school CRT television, like it just kind of helps. It just hides the blemishes and the scars, you know.
Right.
So it like personally, Final Fantasy IX is probably one of the best looking Final Fantasy games of that era. Specifically because of its art design and the way that they design the characters. They don't look kind of weird. FF7 they were like really blocky. FF8 they like tried to go like hyper realistic, but me personally, it didn't feel right. You know, like specifically as you were saying, like the pixelation and everything of that sort. Whereas nine, they kind of went like for a little bit of like realism, but also like a bit of a comic feeling, to all the characters.
Mm.
So it all melds and meshes like really well together. That is probably
Oh,
one of
okay. I'm looking at them. I'm getting one. Yeah, where in Final Fantasy IX they were supposed to be like people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so
I'm sorry, Final Fantasy X. In Final Fantasy IX, they were like cutesy, like cartoon characters. Yeah.
yeah, they were a little more comic esque
Yeah.
type characters. Specifically, I wouldn't say that like they don't feel like average human height, even though they probably are. They just like they don't feel that way when you play it.
Mm.
But I'd say Final Fantasy IX is probably one of the better looking Final Fantasy, like probably the best looking Final Fantasy game and the most like the best looking PlayStation game. So just playing that on an old school TV kind of helped, hide those graphical, glitches and everything like that. Like it really enhances the experience to it.
Mm.
So, um, the first thing that I noticed booting it up and playing it was the fact that there were I had forgotten that Final Fantasy games of this era were completely text dialogue based. There was no voice acting whatsoever.
Oh yeah, you had to read it.
Yeah, yeah. Which
Yeah,
is
Final Fantasy X. was the first one that did that.
Yes, yes. FF10 was the first one to have voice acting.
10.
Yeah, 10. S. Um, and I have no problem with that. I actually I kind of enjoy games that do all text dialogue, specifically like Zelda and everything like that.
Mm.
10's voice acting was like I never played 10 fully, but from what I did play, the voice acting was horrible. Um, but that was early 2000s. Like games kind of hadn't gotten as far as they had, but it's a nice like touch.
It was okay. I mean,
Listen, I'm not saying that it was terrible, even though I just said it was terrible.
for like
Um,
their first attempt,
yeah, I'll give them that. But there's like you look at games like Metal Gear Solid, and the voice acting in that is like pretty
well,
top
yeah.
notch. And then you look at FF10, and like there's that scene with
Why do you say FF10, but
because
you'll
I
say
don't
Final Fantasy 9?
because I don't want to say Final Fantasy like over and over because I constantly keep tripping
Mm.
over my words and be like Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy 10. So I was playing Final
You'll be like
Fantasy
you'll be
10.
like you'll be like Final Fantasy Bumble.
Yeah, yeah. You asshole. You asshole. Um, there's that infamous scene in Final Fantasy X where Titus is like laughing and he's like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
well I should. I played through that game 3 times.
Really?
Oh, I love that one.
Damn, you really
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
I did. And it's funny. I get into arguments with people, and I'm like, I still think, and I'm like, Final Fantasy. To me, Final Fantasy X is probably going to be the best one. Now, albeit I haven't played any Final Fantasy games after that one. I tried to play X2, and that's fucking stupid.
That's a horrible one to
Yeah, tell me about it.
attempt.
But they're like, no, it's not. Final Fantasy X is not the best one, and it's like, oh, okay, Final Fantasy X is not the best one. Let's see. How many Final Fantasy sequels do they have? One,
None.
and that's Final Fantasy X2. They made a sequel to that one
Yeah.
as the first and only one.
Not the only one.
Okay.
You've been out of the game for a
Yeah,
while.
that's right. Is there another one? I'm sorry.
Final Fantasy 13, which was the last numbered Final Fantasy minus 14, which is an MMO.
Okay.
And almost personally, I don't feel like the MMO should count as numbered titles, but that's
Yeah, kind of not. But whatever.
Anyway, Final Fantasy 13 had two sequels. It had Final Fantasy 13 2 and Final Fantasy 13 3.
And they're full games?
They are full, complete games. Now, that's not to say those games are any fucking good, but they had full games.
Okay.
That's not to say the Final Fantasy
Okay.
13 was good enough to even warrant a sequel, let alone two sequels, but it has it.
Okay. At the time of this argument,
Hmm.
there was only one.
Yeah, and that was a big deal.
And that was a big
huge
deal. It was like, holy shit, they're coming out with another Final Fantasy game, and it's going to follow up
Hmm.
the events of the last one. That had never happened before.
Yeah, yeah.
They're all standalone games, and not only are they all standalone games, but they're all different.
Hmm.
Like as far as the gameplay is concerned, which is a genius idea.
Hmm.
Like make it different, make them learn a new game every time. It's like, holy fuck, dude, that's awesome. Those are a really good idea.
Yeah, no, I that's actually one of the things that I enjoyed about Final Fantasy was like, you could play 7 or 8 or 9 separately, and you didn't have to play the previous ones to really understand it. And like, how do I put it? Like, it was a sequel, but it was only a sequel in mechanics alone, and like certain things about Final Fantasy would carry over, but not the story, not the characters or anything about that. It was just kind of like that Final Fantasy feeling would carry over to the next game. That was a really neat idea that really I think Final Fantasy is really the only series that has really done that. Personally, I can't think of a game that I've played that has done that. With its sequels and everything like that.
No, not really.
You know.
But though the thing about Final Fantasy games though, and I think this is kind of the reason why I kind of don't like them,
Mm-hmm.
is I don't at the end of that game I don't get the sense of accomplishment like I do from completing other games. You
Really.
know, yeah, like I get I actually kind of get a little sad because now it's over.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the next one is going to
Well,
be different
yeah.
and it's over and done with, and there's this hard finality to it. um Now that's not to say, I picked up X2 when it was cheap one time, and I was like, yeah, I get to see Yuna again, and it's fucking retarded. um I didn't get very far. But yeah, like that, you spend so much time on those types of games, you fall in love with the characters, and then
Yeah.
when it's over, they're effectively dead.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's like watching your favorite. It's like watching your TV show end,
Yeah.
kind of. So
Yeah. But I also think that kind of that goes
I
to
mean, I got
show.
that with
Yeah.
Half-Life 2 when I was finally done with the episodes, and I knew that's all the Half-Life now. It was kind of like,
No.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
fuck,
But I mean,
I
I
shouldn't
think
have
that
done this.
also that kind of speaks to Final Fantasy's longevity and that it's like each game is written so well that you finish it and you're a little upset that you finished
Yeah.
it, that you can't stay in that world and keep playing in that world and everything like that.
Hmm.
But I think that also kind of helps make the sequel special is you you can kind of keep doing that and still have that feeling each time.
Right.
Granted, I haven't played and enjoyed a Final Fantasy since 9. I played a little bit of 10, and I could see where it merited, its acclaim, but I never really jumped deep into it. And I feel like I should rectify that soon. I hope to do that soon, but
I have it.
I might borrow it from you because I have a PS2. So.
Yeah.
But I do want to finish 9 first because 9 is probably my favorite Final Fantasy, and I've never fully completed that game.
Mm.
You know, so
Wait, it's your favorite one? You've never completed it?
yeah, yeah. We had this
Wow.
discussion last time, but I've played through 3/4 of that game, and it's great. But I mean, you know how I am with video games. Like I get to a certain point, I decide to take a break, and then JRPGs are fucking.
You're right.
Like you stay away from it too long. It's like, well, I might as well just restart.
Yeah. You got to
Um,
relearn it. Yeah.
right, right, and I kind of did that, and I still have my save on my memory card on my PS3 for Final Fantasy 9 where I left off.
Oh yeah.
And I've
I need to show you that.
what?
I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off. I'm being
Are
an
you talking about
asshole.
your FF10 save?
Yes.
Yes, you've
I
told me that numerous
still have
times.
that shit. And yeah, I got to show you that sometime, dude. So you can come on here and confirm, that I had like uber elite characters, because I had characters, I had gotten like the damage break things and everything. Like
Mm,
I think my Titus dude can dish out like 4 million damage like in a hit or some
good
shit, dude.
lord.
Like he hits fucking hard. No, I don't think it was him. I think it was one of the other ones that I had the damage break but on him though, he's so fast he can hit anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like the cactuar things that
Yeah.
show up all the time,
Yeah.
and you
Fuck
can't
those
never
things.
hit him. He
Yeah.
can fucking annihilate 1 and 2 hits.
Really.
Yeah,
That's
he can hit.
nuts.
So he does, so whenever that thing shows up, dude, I fucking put haste on him, and so he can attack twice. Whap whap, dead.
Nice. That's pretty neat because that's kind of where I left off in Final Fantasy 9 is you're out in the desert area of the outer continent and I keep running into those things every now and then, and like they
Mm-hmm.
will annihilate me every time.
Mm-hmm. That and you just can't. Well, I don't know how they are in that game. Can you hit them?
I want to say you can, but I can't. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember at this point.
Because in 10, they were
Mm-hmm.
so stinking fast, nobody could hit them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would dodge everything,
Yeah.
you know. But until my characters became faster than them,
Right.
so.
Well, I will say in Final Fantasy X, I know speed played a greater role
Mhm.
in battle. Specifically, like the active time battle, your speed, like they changed the name of it and they changed the mechanics of active time battle to something else. I can't remember what the name of it was, but like speed, like if your character had a high speed, there was a good chance that they would attack, multiple times or
Mhm.
numerous times before other party members, or different enemies and everything like that because their speed was high.
Right.
So that's kind of one of the reasons why I want to check out 10. It's because they did change up that battle system a little bit, and I never really got to play around with it too much. So
Well, guess what we're doing next?
okay, I guess we're gonna be diving into the Final Fantasies. You really need to play 9 though. I think you'll really enjoy 9. 9, like I said, is one of my favorites, and I think you'll really enjoy it.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll switch. I'll give you my PS3 and you can play 9 after I finish it.
Well, I have a PlayStation 2.
You could head to the local game store and find 9. I'm sure Game Busters in town probably has 9 for like 10, $15.
Don't you have? You have 9.
I have 9, but I bought it via the PlayStation Network, so it's tied to my
Oh, okay.
PS3. So if you wanted to play it on like a PS2 or something like that, you would have to purchase the actual PS1 disc.
Oh, okay.
So I don't really have much else to
Where
say
did
on.
Final Fantasy start on the PlayStation?
Final Fantasy 7 was the first.
7. I'll just go see if I can get 7 and 9 and say fuck it. Then I'll have them all
There you go. You should do that. I recommend that.
done.
They're done. Done deal. Let's do
Going to
this.
GameStop. We're
All
going to
right.
GameStop right fucking now. We're breaking in. Let's go.
You can't. You can't
Bring the
go to Games.
brick.
Don't go to GameStop. GameStop's not going to have a PlayStation 1 game.
Fucking GameStop. Anyway.
um, you should check out Game Busters in town though, because they have retro games and they're actually right by my house, so you could.
They closed.
Well, I mean, they're closed right now, yes, but
No, like they closed, didn't they?
no. Do you remember where Search and Stuff is in town? I'm sorry, this is getting like super personal to like where we live, but
No.
you don't remember where Sheriff and Stuff is?
That blue building downtown?
Yeah, right next to where the old Hardee's was and where
Yeah.
Mr. Twist is. Yeah,
Yeah.
they bought that building. They run out of there now.
Oh, that's gay.
Yeah, it's
All right.
like right next to my house, so you should go stop by, check in there, and then come stop by my house and say hi.
Okay.
So, that's all I really had to say on Final Fantasy. The only other thing I want to say is, just like starting the game, I forgot how great all the characters are, and I forgot like, in Final Fantasy VII you only play as Cloud. In Final Fantasy VIII, I'm pretty sure you only play as Squall. One of the neat things about Final Fantasy IX is that like of the like 8 different party members that you have and whatnot, like it constantly switches between them.
Mhm.
So you kind of get a good idea of like all these characters, and they're all like really like neat characters, and they're all well written. Like their motivations and everything like that are like well set out, and you can relate to them, and like it's a really good story, and the game like gives you ample opportunity to kind of explore each character. And that's probably one of my favorite parts about this game, as opposed to other Final Fantasies. So.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I never played that one at all. Like I know
Mhm.
nothing of that one, so uh, yeah, I'll check it
Sweet.
out.
Well, now we have something to do in the coming weeks, so.
Weehaw, bitches.
Weehaw!
Yeah, I played
So,
that. Got that humble bundle too, man. I'm gonna play Gone Home. That's gonna be the first one I play. I've wanted to play that game
you
bad.
should you should do that, and we should have Gone Home spoiler cast. I'll replay it because
Oh, you played it?
yeah,
Did you beat it?
played it Last year when we were doing the Backwards Compatible podcast, I talked about it.
I don't recall that at all.
Yeah, I bought it for like $5, something like that, on sale.
Oh yeah, I remember now because I was all pissed off because I was like, "You son of a bitch! You didn't
Yeah,
fucking tell me."
yeah. So you should definitely play that. It's a good game. It's very interesting, and we'll have a I don't know a year after spoiler cast. So fuck it, I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah. If you haven't
It's
played it in a year, fuck you. We don't care about you.
yeah, it's only 2 hours, so it's well worth the 2 hours. Um, Other than that, this week I checked out. So I didn't want to play any more Doom or anything like that. I was like, I need to get off my first-person shooter kick. I need to start playing other games. I started playing Final Fantasy IX. And I was like, I'm gonna find some smaller games to play. You got the Humble Bundle going on, so I could get some games off of there. And literally, like, I bought the Humble Bundle, and then not yesterday, but the day before, I just sat down and I was like, all right, what do I want to play? And then I don't know why, but I downloaded Brutal Doom and started playing Brutal Doom because I'm a fucking addict.
So how's Brutal Doom?
Brutal Doom is pretty fucking awesome. It's like if Doom was made today, like Brutal Doom is like imagine a world where Doom was never made and I don't know, we'll say like some other game was like the pinnacle, like the start of the first person shooter genre, and it evolved into what it is today, and then like some indie team decided that they wanted to go back to the old style game but make it a little more modern. Like that's what Brutal Doom is. It's like
Okay.
bloody as shit, and it just like it's fast paced as hell, and it's Doom. It really is Doom, to a T. But they've just changed some things, and it's pretty fucking awesome. Like it adds a really nice new shiny coat of paint.
Mm-hmm.
I just said painted coat. It adds a nice coat of paint to an old game.
Right. I
So.
just while you were saying that, dude,
Mhm.
I saw I was watching the trailer for it, and the guy walked up to a dude with the shotgun and blew
Mhm.
him away, and then he walked up to another guy who was standing there, I guess shaking his head no, and he went meh and flipped him off.
Yeah. No, that was one of the craziest parts when I first started playing it is sometimes when you shoot an enemy you don't necessarily kill them, like you'll blow their
Mhm.
legs off, and at first like they'll just drop down and it's just like their torso stub, and they're just like shaking their head and they're like
Right.
and it's like so disturbing. Just watch a sprite like freak out.
Mhm.
Um and then like sometimes like you'll do that and like they'll drop down and they'll like crawl and whatnot. It's like it lives up to its name of brutal for sure. It is a brutal fucking game. Um,
Is this free?
yeah, if you have Doom or Doom 2, you can download the mod and it'll work with the WAD files.
Oh,
Specifically,
okay.
I didn't realize this, but it worked with my Doom 1 and 2 BFG edition
Mm.
files. So I was able to play without having to like pirate a copy of Doom or anything like that, which was neat.
Oh, nice. Dude, there's so much blood, dude.
Oh yeah, man! Like I've taken out
Trailers,
I've taken
it's
out
gnarly.
whole rooms of enemies, and like by the time I'm finished, it's just blood everywhere. It's nuts. They've changed a few things specifically, like the imps will jump at you now.
Mm.
So like if you don't kill them immediately, like they'll jump right at you and they'll attack you. So you kind of have to like maneuver yourself around them and everything. Uh, I feel like they throw in more harder enemies sooner. But I'm
Mm.
also playing Brutal Doom on Ultraviolent, which I didn't play the original Doom on Ultraviolent, so it may just be like the difficulty change there. But it
Mm.
seems like I'm getting Pinky Demons like really early in the game, like third level, and
Oh
I'm
wow.
talking like at the beginning of the third level, not just like halfway through the third level they throw a Pinky Demon at you. It's like you open the fucking door and like
And they're
Pinky
right
Demons are,
there.
yeah, it's like what? So, it's definitely interesting. if you are a fan of Doom and you want to like you know get a little refresher with some like modern mechanics and everything like that, I recommend it. Or if you've never played Doom and you're worried that you won't like get it because it's not a modern shooter, like check it out. It's like this kind of adds a nice little um, you know fresh coat of paint to it.
Cleans its ears out.
Yeah, it cleans. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. I was just thinking of like things that you do to refresh. you know,
It's a
takes a
good
shower.
it's a good douche for your video gaming Doom.
You went to the douche. No,
Yeah.
it's a good douche.
Thank you.
It's a good douche of Doom. So that's
So
cool. You play
those
anything
were
else?
no, those were the only two things I really played this week. So
Hmm. That's cool.
what'd you get into?
Hmm. I started playing Half Life, but um, eh, I'm not gonna lie. And we got that whole thing where if we cheated at a game, we have to say anyway. We
Hmm.
have to be honest about it.
Yeah.
I threw some cheats on in that game. Um, not. Don't shake your fucking head. Um, not because I really needed to. Now you're yawning at me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Not because I really needed to, but just to kind of speed it up.
Hmm.
It was getting kind of boring. Like with the train thing. That on a rail episode or
Yeah.
chapter. That I did not cheat at that on that level. I didn't turn the cheats on until after that level, and that level sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I kind of just I'm getting it's an old game, and I'm getting a little bit tired of it. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna speed this up a bit because I do want to hear, and it's not much story wise either,
Right. Right.
um so yeah, but it's still I'm still having fun with it.
I mean, I'll give you this much. You've finished Half Life previously, and when we talked last week, you were kind of like, I remember this game's like this game is not that fun. Like it hasn't aged as well, So I'll give you the fact that like A, you've already beaten it, and B, you're just trying to kind of power through it.
Yeah.
Um, Mainly because we've been talking a lot of Half Life lately, so. You're still a dirty cheater and a piece of shit, and I hope you feel terrible about
And
yourself.
all of my stats have been set to 0, and there's no achievements that I can make,
That's right. That's right.
rank cheater.
Don't you don't you forget that.
Yep, that's fine. Whatever. I don't care.
So, anything new to report in Half Life? Have you actually beaten it, or you where you at
No,
it?
I fired it up for just a little bit, played through one level. Oh, there was one level that was like all conveyor belts.
Hmm.
I remember that from playing it before. This is how I know I beat that game before, even though like I was having a hard time recalling certain things.
Hmm.
Like as soon as I got on the conveyor belt one, I was like, "Oh, I remember this shit." It's like it's coming back to me as I'm playing it.
Yeah.
So that's how I know because I'm still recognizing things in the game and I'm more than halfway through it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, I just kind of fired it up, played through a level, and then got out of there. So I didn't really play much. Oh, I did play Warcraft though. I
Really?
was able to get that to work on DOS box.
Mm.
Yeah, and I'm not going to play that game.
Why not?
It's terrible.
S- that's strong words, sir, especially for something like Warcraft.
It's bad. It's really bad, dude, and it's not intuitive. Also, I don't have all the controls. Like even in DOSBox with my CPU turned down to 0.03% of its
Yeah.
clock speed,
Good lord.
like it's too fast, you
Hmm.
know. So it's just not working there with Warcraft. So,
That sucks.
ugh, but I'm sorry, I'm starting to yawn and shit.
I know, right?
Uh, but I do have a solution though, and I don't know if it's going to work yet. But when I do get around to doing this, somebody recycled a Pentium original Pentium 200 megahertz machine at work, and it works.
Hmm.
So I ordered a DIN keyboard and a serial mouse, or rather, a serial adapter to turn it into PS2. And I'm going to see if I can get that old machine, if I can get like FreeDOS on there and try and play this game
Hmm.
on there.
That'll be cool. Let me know
Yeah.
how that works.
Like that would be the hardware that
That
it
it
was
was built
intended to
for.
run
Yeah.
on, you know?
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Especially just dealing with a computer that old, you know.
Yeah.
Which I'm
Yeah, I
sure
know.
I'm
It doesn't even have USB, dude. Um,
oh my god.
Yeah, and so yeah, dealing with that, like it's really funny because I had to like think like I'm like, how did I used to do this shit? So
That is insane.
oh man, we're both sitting here just
I
chained.
know, man. It's like you
This is
yawn and
horrible.
then I yawn and then you yawn and it's just like it keeps
Yeah.
going back and forth. I apologize. I apologize to everyone
Well,
listening,
and
but
and yeah, well, most
I
people listening and everyone watching.
yeah, I especially apologize for anybody who's now yawning because we're yawning because it's that contagious.
Yeah. So well, I mean, it is midnight on a Tuesday, so.
Yeah. Well, I guess. I mean, do you have anything else that you want to talk about with Warcraft?
Mm-mm. That's as far as I got. I played it for a bit and shut it off. Like I said, since I didn't have all the controls, like I can't mouse scroll up, but I had to use
Hmm.
the thing, and it wasn't working, and the keys and the keyboard keys didn't work. So I was like, well, this isn't going to happen. So
Bullshit. Bullshit.
good shit.
Bullshit.
Fuck shit.
All right.
Oh, fuck shit.
Oh, motherfucker me, motherfucker
Motherfucker,
you.
you. Maybe if you would speak a fucking English,
I
I could
do speak a fucking English.
I can, maybe if you were speaking fucking English, I could fucking understand you. Sorry,
Oh
Kenny.
boy, that's all right. That's all right. I'm saying it's all right on his behalf. He's
Oh,
not
okay.
here to defend himself. All right. Well, with that, why don't we go ahead and we move into news for this week?
All right.
All right.
Hey, did you know you can buy Surge on Amazon?
Oh man, Surge.
I bought some.
Did you?
Yeah.
You know they're
I
bringing it
sat there
back, right?
refreshing the page all day at work until it came up that you could buy, and I was like, click,
Hmm.
one click buy.
So, wait a minute. So, okay, so they're bringing back Surge. Is it only on Amazon? Is that what the deal
Yeah,
is? Or?
they're Coke's bringing it back, and they've got a deal with Amazon where they're selling 16-ounce cans in 12 packs
Hmm.
for $14, dude.
Good lord.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive, but I'm gonna buy. I'll probably buy three of them,
Hmm.
um, and store one, drink the other two.
Well, let me know when you get it because I wanna try it because it's been a long time. I remember I drank Surge a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Um, and
so did
it's
I. Love that shit.
I know. Well, and it's so weird too because like people now are like, "Hey, did you hear Surge is coming back?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome." Oh wait, I'm an adult and I shouldn't drink a lot of soda, especially high caffeine soda.
I'm still drinking it. I don't give a shit.
So,
I wanted Surge to come back like a long time ago.
hmm.
Like you remember Vault?
Vault. Hold on, I was thinking Jolt.
No, Vault. It was
Uh,
kind of like
oh yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
Coke's version. Coke has always been trying to rip off Mountain Dew.
Right, right.
And they've never been able to come up with something that, I mean, Surge was the closest to Mountain Dew success, I'm sure, but it had parents all up in arms. We don't want our kids fucking drinking that shit. You
Hmm.
know, so they took it off the market, and they released Vault. Somewhere I think in 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
And Surge was done. Was done in 2001. Like it was gone. Um, and so it was like 6 years or so that Coke didn't have a Mountain Dew ripoff, and then they came out with Vault, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Vault," and it's gonna taste like Surge. So all the people who wanted Surge to come back, or jumped on Vault, and I actually sold Vault
Mm.
because we were in the test market. I was buying bottles of Vault from Walmart over there near my house for 30 cents a bottle and selling them online on a website, on my own website that I created.
Hmm.
Um, it was awesome, and but it didn't taste like Surge.
Right.
It was good, but it didn't taste like Surge. And we're gonna find out because when I get that fucking Surge, man, because the taste of Vault is very fresh in my memory.
Mm.
Because I think it was 2 years ago. It's been out for 2 years. It's been off the market for 2 years.
Mm.
So me and my citrusy sodas, man. I fucking love
And how?
them.
Um. Yeah, I remember drinking a lot of Surge, but I couldn't remember for the life of me what it actually tasted like or anything like that.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
How much you want to bet I don't like the taste of it?
I'd be willing to bet quite a bit actually. I'd bet you
Wouldn't
would
that be
drink
funny?
that. Yeah, you'd drink it and you'd be like, oh god, this is
You're like,
disgusting.
God damn, this stuff is nasty. I paid $15 for this shit.
I do want to point out though that Coke has always had a Mountain Dew alternative, although it's not always available in most stores. But Mellow Yellow has always been a Coke product, um, and is very much a Mountain Dew alternative.
Is that Coke?
Hmm. You looking it up now?
No. Yeah. Yeah, but Mellow Yellow doesn't really compete with Mountain
Listen, I'm
Dew.
not saying that you're going to actually replace Mountain Dew with Mellow Yellow. I'm just saying that if they don't have Mountain Dew, Mellow Yellow will be okay.
I see.
Also, did you know that Pib is a cherry cola?
No.
It is. It's a spicy cherry cola.
Weird.
Yes, very weird.
No,
So
I
outside of
did not know that.
outside of Surge coming back, do you want to talk about this whole Notch and Minecraft and Microsoft deal?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
You don't give a fuck. You just don't care.
No, I don't care.
It's like fucking fuck these guys.
Fuck everything.
So what was your immediate reaction to it?
My immediate reaction was okay. Well, I didn't know Notch. I didn't know Notch was retired until just a little bit ago. But um, my initial reaction was Microsoft buys Mojang, and I was like, oh, what the hell does Microsoft want with Mojang?
Hmm.
That was my initial response because let's face it, it's not a subscription based game,
Right.
and most people own a copy of Minecraft. Where are they making money?
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I tell you what, man, that guy, I can't remember when Minecraft first started, but dude, that guy did a beautiful thing, man. I mean, he made a fucking game. He made a product. He
Yep.
made a company out of that product, and then sold that fucking company, man, to
Yeah.
to fucking Microsoft, man. That's
Yep.
awesome. You know?
Um, I have to agree with you in the sense that
Of
I
course
never
you do.
because you're you, and why wouldn't I agree with you? Um, you know, looking at it, it's I mean, this is a guy who like started tinkering with some code and an idea, and created this this game that became a fucking mass phenomenon.
Mhm.
Like out of nowhere too. I remember just like overnight it seemed that Minecraft became this like huge thing. And he made so much money from it and everything like that. And I I think the craziest part about all of this is the fact that it's not even the fact that Microsoft is buying it. It's the fact that Microsoft is purchasing Minecraft and also looking to keep it on the Xbox, the PS3, the Windows, Windows platform, and
Mhm.
iOS and Android. This is the company that has a console on the market at the moment, and its direct competitor has Minecraft on there. They just purchased the rights, and they plan on, continuously developing for this product on all of these systems. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
that's
that's very interesting.
yes, extremely interesting. And at so when I first read the headline that Notch sold Minecraft to Microsoft 2.5 billion, I was like, well,
God
this is really weird.
damn. Two
And
point five billion,
you know
dude.
what's even nuts, even more nuts about that number is we just talked about Amazon acquiring Twitch for 970 million.
Right.
Microsoft just bought a fucking game for
Indie
twice
game developing company.
for twice what Amazon just paid for an entire fucking service. Think about that. That's how big Minecraft is.
That's nuts, dude.
That is insanity. I'm sorry, I don't
I,
mean I hope it
I
doesn't
had
sound like
no
I'm yelling
fucking
at you.
idea that game was that goddamn popular.
Mhm.
Okay, here we go. Minecraft release date November 18th, 2011.
Yeah. And
That's when that game released
that
three
was
fucking years ago.
the official release. That wasn't the
Yeah,
beta
the
release or
beta
the
that
alpha.
was in beta forever. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
So
bought it when it was in beta,
mhm.
which I believe that was around 2009.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just insane to see this like little thing that started out as just like a little toy tinkering thing for this dude, who was programming, and people just kind of like bought into it because it's like, it just promised like, hey, jump in here and create a world. I mean, let us not forget that Minecraft was kind of like the first survival game per
Yeah.
se, that essentially spawned an entire genre. um, and Microsoft has purchased it for 2.5 billion. And even the even more crazy thing is they plan to make back that 2.5 billion. I'm sorry, I think I may have said million before, but they plan to make that 2.5 billion dollars back, break even by the end of January. That's how much
That's
money
fucked up.
Minecraft pulls in.
How is Minecraft making that much money?
That I want to know because they don't offer like a whole lot of,
The only thing they have that's subscription based is the realms.
mhm.
You know, so I don't get how they're making that much money.
I don't have any idea either, but and honestly, like Microsoft could be overshooting, their expectations and everything like that.
Mhm.
You know, they could just be blowing smoke out of their ass about the whole thing. But I also would be surprised if they actually do end up making their investment back. It's, you know,
Yeah.
it's nuts. It's literally nuts. I find it funny that Notch was very like anti, um, like the Notch from like 2, 3 years ago would have been totally against this idea that
Yeah.
Microsoft would
That's
have bought
true.
Minecraft. You know, and the Notch now is just like, I don't really want to be a fucking. I don't want to have to like. I don't want to be remembered as the Minecraft guy. You know, I want to retire from major game making and just kind of tinker with stuff, which, in a roundabout sense, is like what he was doing originally. You know, so
Mm.
he could still have that next big idea in his head, though I personally I don't see that happening. You know, but I'll be more than interested to see what he comes out with next.
Right.
So.
Dude, I just realized I'm on the Minecraft website, dude. Minecraft is selling like get Minecraft 26.95, dude.
Yeah,
That
that's
game is
almost
$27.
yeah, that is almost $30.
Man.
$30. And let's be honest here, like it's you know, the single player campaign is survival and the multiplayer is just like let's get together with a bunch of friends and build shit. Like Minecraft is what it
Yeah.
is and it always has been. And I think that's
Yeah.
what's most nuts to me is that Microsoft spent so much money on a device that, or a device, I'm fucking ridiculous, a platform that has been out for years now, and it's like, what could you possibly do to it now?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, but I,
Well, fuck it up, but
yeah,
you know.
I mean, honestly, the only downside I can see to all of this is like, let's say that there is a Minecraft 2 in the future, whatever that may actually be, and you know they decide like, well, we own the rights, so why not make it an Xbox exclusive, which would be kind of horseshit, but they own the
Yeah.
rights, so who knows?
Yeah, you'll see what happens there.
So I don't know, crazy news. I honestly I did not expect it at
Yeah.
all. You know, it's been rumored for probably about the last week and a half, and I was like, it'll never happen. Like, Notch is not that type of person, and like, sure as shit, he was like, pretty well done.
Yeah, that's still fucked, man. That's
What's hilarious is if you go back into his tweets, there was a tweet from like 2 years ago where he essentially, I guess somebody asked him like, you know, what kind of money would it take for you to sell or take for you to endorse, you know, some sort of product, and he was like $2 billion. He was like, you give
right.
me $2 billion, I'll endorse whatever the fuck you want. And sure shit, 2 years later, they
And he
gave him
got it.
$2.5 billion, and he was like,
Yeah.
all right, here you go, see
Yeah.
you later.
That's crazy.
So it's very interesting.
Yeah, that's I'm gonna have to look into this though to find out how Minecraft is making that much fucking money.
Mhm. I would like to know that. So if you could find that out and let me know.
Yeah.
So any other words on the whole situation?
Of course, we keep saying Minecraft though. They bought Mojang, and Mojang has two other games too. So
Well, okay, so they have
let's
that
not
that
forget.
card game.
Yeah, they have a Hearthstone ripoff, and they have a I think it's like a little like a shoot 'em up, like a little shooter game
Hmm.
of some sorts. If any Linux geeks listening would know it as T Worlds, which is a free GNU license game like that, where you move around with the keyboard and shoot with the mouse,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it's a like 2D side scroller kind of thing, just beating the hell out of everybody.
Yeah,
Um,
I've never heard of it or played it,
yeah,
but I
I'm sure
believe
you
it.
have.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, they did technically buy Mojang. Although I will say a lot of the uh chief staff that is responsible for what Minecraft is today. including Notch, left. So I don't want to say that Mojang is now a shell of what it was when Minecraft was at its its height of popularity.
Right.
But it doesn't have a lot of the same heads and whatnot, which I mean possibly could be very good. I mean Minecraft's been going on for a long time, and I would personally say it's become, in my opinion, kind of stagnant. So maybe this kind
Oh
of
yeah. Are you kidding
bring,
me?
yeah,
Like playing that game is for me anyway is just boring as fuck anymore.
yeah. So
You
maybe this
know.
helps kind of bring in some new, fresh ideas and everything like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yep. We
So,
will.
uh, anything else you want to say?
No.
Era.
Ever. No, that's pretty much all I got. And I'm really tired now, so.
Yeah, I'm I'm getting there too. Well, why don't we go ahead and close out the show with what you plan on playing for the next week or so?
Well, I mean, we've already said it. I'm gonna crack into that Humble Bundle.
Mm-hmm.
Probably play me some Gone Home,
Sweet.
and God damn it, I've already forgot what was the other one on there that I was kind of excited for.
Mm.
Hang on, let me click the link.
Do 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 do
Oh,
do.
Luftrausers.
Oh, Loop Trousers.
Luftrausers. Yeah, I want to check that out.
You should.
Yeah, and okay, so what's the deal with Prison Architect?
Prison Architect is essentially just a prison tycoon game. So you just run a prison, you build it, and you deal with prisoners and whatnot. As far as I know, I haven't actually played it or anything like that. So,
Oh, well, I'll check it out. Yep, yep, yep. I'll crack into that. So,
sweet deal. Well,
and yeah, that's probably pretty much all I have time for. So,
hmm so I'm gonna go ahead and keep uh, ticking away at Final Fantasy 9, and I'll probably break into the Humble Bundle also. Specifically, I want to check out Gunpoint and Loot Trousers. Those are the two. Those were the two that brought me to that Humble Bundle and made me very interested. So I owe it to at least check those out.
mm.
So hopefully next week when we get on here, we'll discuss those.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
um, anyone who was watching our show last night that I did with Will, he had made a bet that if he finished all of Half-Life 2, I would have him on tonight. It looks like he did not finish all of Half-Life 2 in this episode.
Fucking lightweight.
He only made it to episode 1. His Steam log still shows that he's in episode 1 as we speak. So look for him next week. I think he'll have episode 2 finish, and we can probably have a nice. We can finally get down to the Half-Life 2 spoiler episode. Just go full in and have a huge discussion about it. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to playing some more Final Fantasy 9. The more I think about it, the more excited I get. I just wish I could play more of it. Wish I had more time to play more of it. So,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Being an adult sucks.
It does. It
Well,
really
not really,
does.
because we can, you know,
I can
stay
do
up
what I
as late
want
as
when
we
I want.
want.
You
I
know,
could do I do what I want.
it's my hot body. I do what I want.
I do what I want.
So, sweet deal, man. Well, anything else you wanna talk about tonight?
Um. Hey, did you know Surge is coming back?
You're, oh man, you're an idiot.
Yep.
I love you so much,
Yep.
big dumb doofus.
Big dumb doofus. He's just a big dumb doofus, that guy. He's a big doofus.
He shouldn't have done it. He did the boy.
He shouldn't have done that. He did the boy.
Poor little feller. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and call the show tonight. I want to thank everybody for listening. Thank everybody for watching. I want to thank you, Kyle, for joining me once again, as you do every week.
That was me making a kissy face at him.
Okay. So, thanks, and we'll see y'all next week. Have a great night.
Durka durka. You gotta cut out your little thing.
I'm doing it. Stop
You gotta
broadcast.
cut it out.